from overflowing. But first, Mike Bettis takes us to the Midwest.
Let's show you what's happening here in some place that does include a nice warm-up for you. In fact, it's going to be downright hot in Minneapolis until late in the week. Temperatures this morning, let's check them out. 76 right in town, 78 already in Blaine, and you're pushing 90 right now over in Spring Park. The heat's going to be on for you today, that's for sure, and the heat's not going to stop today. It's going to continue right through the week. Take a look at some of these numbers, okay? I mean, very impressive with a 90 today, then a 93 on Tuesday, a 92 on Wednesday. We don't really cool it down until later in the week when we're mid-80s by Friday, which is a little bit closer to average, but the humidity is going to be up as well. It's going to be one of those weeks where you just headed to the lake and you just head to the beach and just chill as best you can. High pressure, dominant high pressure is really the feature of the week. We're going to watch for a front to come through and a trough to begin to dig, and that allows some cooler air from Canada to come farther south. That'll cool you back to average, but until then, temperatures will be quite warm for you. In Chicago, you also will feel the heat, 86 degrees for you at 11 o'clock this morning. We stay there at 2 o'clock, but maybe a risk of a scattered thunderstorm. Should be gone, though, for the evening drive. Temperatures here should be in the mid-80s. Let's take it to Chicago with your 5-day. Hot for you here 3 days in a row. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're in the 90s. Then the bookends on that, temperatures in the upper 80s, so it's not a huge warm up or a huge cool down. It's just staying consistently warm. Jen.
Mike, thank you. Now we go to Lake Hartwell, which borders Georgia and South Carolina. It's near record levels. The lake hasn't been this full since 1964. The high waters are forcing water managers to do something they haven't done in a long time either, open the spillways. So joining us live now to talk more about the situation on Lake Hartwell is Russell Wicke. He's with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Savannah District. Russell, thank you so much for joining us. You know, many lakes in the South have been struggling with this drought now for 10 years or so, and now, hard to believe, but this?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jen. Yes, we are accustomed to fighting drought instead of rain, and in the past 11 to 14 days or so, we have gotten upwards of 600% of normal rainfall. So it's quite a contrast from last November when we were 15 feet below full pool.
Russell, with 600% of rainfall, how high are the water levels on the lake?
Well, they are 5 feet above what we consider full, and that is a 20-foot difference from last November when we were struggling with drought. And as you can imagine, we're used to dealing with tree stumps sticking out of the reservoir and other hazards, but now we don't have those issues. It's other issues.
So we've seen some really dramatic video of the water getting released there from the spillway. How unusual is it for you to have to do this?
It's very unusual. Hasn't happened since 1964. We typically try to release the water through the generators to make efficient use of the energy from the water and by generating electricity. But when they get to the point where it's this full, we have to open up the spillway gates to let some water out.
Are these high levels causing any flooding either there at Lake Hartwell or even downstream?
Further downstream, there has been some minor flooding. A lot of that has to do with local inflows as well because rain is going across the whole region, but nothing too significant.
So let's talk about the pros and cons of these water levels being this high. Obviously, you want the lakes near full, but what about the cons of being this full?
Well, as you know, we have less flexibility when it does come to releases. The ground's really saturated, and when it's this full and then we get another big rain event, we're forced to release a lot of water all at once, and that increases the risk of flooding. The pro is, of course, the area of Lake Hartwell thrives off of economic activity that recreation brings in. So a lot of that is now available to the people up there, and they're very happy to have full lakes now.
Well, Russell, real quickly, what if we get a couple inches additional rainfall this week? Will you have to do another release?
If it hits in a short amount of time in the right areas, that is a possibility, but that still is part of our normal operations, and we keep safety as our top priority. So we'll do what we have to do.
I appreciate you joining us this morning. Russell Wicke there from the Army Corps of Engineers, Savannah District. Mike?
Jen, thank you.